Welcome back to Live With, brought to you by Yamamoto Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and tonight's guest is IFBB Pro, Akim Williams.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
You're back from Kuwait, huh? How does it feel to be home?
It's surreal, you know, from once you've been in the desert and now you're all around trees and stuff like that, so it's different environment, you know.
And you left in the winter, and now you came back. It's almost summer here.
Yeah, it's actually nice outside. When I left, it was really cold.
Now, do you feel like you have a lot more responsibility now that you're back? Because it's like when you're there, they're taking care of everything for you. You don't have to think about anything. You got your food, your training, everything you could possibly want there. Now you're back, and you have to actually go get gas in your car. You got to actually do stuff.
Well, I mean, I know this was coming, so I didn't get too comfortable while I was out there, you know.
How were you out there 3 months? Was it that long?
4 months, actually.
Wow. Okay. Did it go fast?
Sometimes depends. Like the couple, maybe like when I was 7 weeks out, it started going by fast.
Yeah.
Before that, it was dragging a little bit.
Yeah, because once you start getting hungry and all you think about is your food and your training, it goes very quickly because there's nothing to look forward to, basically. Right? So let's go over the process. Let's go over what happened. When did you get out there? The end of January, I believe, right?
No, it's actually mid-January, so like around January 15th, 16th, I think I left.
Okay, so you fly into Kuwait airport. What happens when you land in Kuwait?
Well, the guys, they come pick me up,
Who picked you up?
One of the guys from Oxygen Gym. I can't remember who.
Okay, all right. So he picks you up, and did he pick you up in a limousine or just a regular car?
I think it was if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a Porsche Panamera. I think.
Oh no, that's nice. That's better than a limo.
Yeah, so I was driving out the airport in style.
Nice. All right, so they take you back. Where do you go after you leave the airport?
Stopped off at the Oxygen Gym real quick. Sit down with a few of the guys, and then head up to the apartment after that.
Okay, so the apartment is right next door to the gym?
Yeah, it's walking distance, yeah.
Okay, and who is your roommate again?
For the first couple of weeks, I was rooming with Brandon Curry.
Brandon, that's right. And what about when Brandon left? Did you have your own room?
Yeah, I had the apartment to myself.
Oh, that's nice. All right. And I heard you were playing a lot of video games there from Brandon.
Well, I bought a PlayStation 3 out there with me, basically just to keep me entertained,
Gotcha.
Something just to do when you're not in the gym training.
Who's better at PlayStation, you or Cormier?
I didn't get a chance to play with him, but he came over one time to my apartment, and he got excited that I had a PlayStation.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the video games, from what I understand. All right, so you get settled in the apartment. What happens with food? How does the food work there? Do they bring you the food every day, or you go out and eat?
There's within Oxygen Gym, the way they set up the gym, there's actually a restaurant in the gym.
Okay.
With all your meals and stuff like that, in terms of your dietary needs and stuff like that, in terms of you got your protein, your carbs, your veggies, everything is available to you. So they portion out everything,
Right.
Just like a meal prep company in a sense.
Gotcha. So you go there and say, all right, I'm ready for meal 2, and they give you meal 2.
Yeah, you tell them what you want, they weigh it out, then they give it to you.
And they know what your requirements are when you're dieting?
Well, you tell them what you want.
Okay, but what if you what if you feel like eating extra food and you don't want to follow the plan? Well, do they get put a call in?
Then you shouldn't be bodybuilding.
That's right. All right. So you know exactly what your macros are, essentially.
Exactly.
Okay, so you get your food. What about training? How does that work? Do you have to get up early in the morning and go train? How do they have that set up?
Well, we set it up basically where in the morning I would do my cardio. Then the first training session would be maybe like 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, then we get a break, and then we go back for the second session, like maybe around 7 o'clock.
Oh, so you're training twice a day with weights, huh?
Yeah, twice a day, yeah.
Wow. All right. That's pretty tough. So it's almost like, I remember when I was a kid, I went to soccer camp over the summer to get us in shape, and there was like 2 or 3 workouts a day, and I was like, holy mackerel. But when I got back, I was in really good shape. So I guess the discipline is good. So after the second workout, what time is that over usually?
After the second workout, let's say a workout probably take us maybe an hour and 15 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
You go back, eat, and then get a little bit of rest and come back for the second workout.
So would you take a nap, or what would you
Sorry?
do? Would you just sit on the couch, or would you take a nap actually after that first workout?
Well, it depends on how intense the workout was.
Gotcha. All
You
right,
know, if it was something like legs or something like that, I would definitely take a nap.
right. So you go back to the gym and you train, I guess, a lesser body part, I would assume, at night.
Not really. We train both big body parts most of the times. Like, let's say, if we did, sometimes we were doing back and chest at the same time,
Right.
or we would do shoulders and back sometimes. It
Wow.
depends, you know.
Yeah, that's a lot. Now, would you do that? Is it the same workouts every week, or is it constantly changing which body parts you're training together?
Nah, we kept it consistent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we know you're probably the strongest guy in the gym. Maybe you and Rami there. Were you pushing maximum weights there, or did they change the way you trained?
Well, we changed. I went out there with a blank slate. You know, I know the heavy training I was doing, they're not going to want to do that, you know, in terms of the low reps and stuff like that. So I went out there with a blank slate and just an open book in terms of whatever they recommend I was going to do, basically, because I really wanted to try something different.
Right.
So the training, it was crazy because I'm used to pushing weight and getting 3-4 reps, and the same weight I'm doing for 3-4 reps, they wanted me to get like maybe 15 reps with it.
Oh, really?
So it was different.
Oh, so
The first couple of weeks I was out there, I actually got sick a few times actually.
I love it. So you might have been actually pushing more weight because you're lifting the same weight, only more reps, is what you're saying.
Exactly. At
Wow.
first, my body couldn't handle it. You know, I got the flu a few times, you know, because it was so intense, you know.
Right. So the second workout is, what time is that at night usually?
Usually around like 7 p.m. at
Okay.
night.
So you're pretty much back in your room by what, 9?
Yeah, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah.
Now, when you're in your room at that point, do you just, since there's nothing to do there, do you go to bed early, or what do? You stay up, watch TV? Is there anything to watch?
Well, sometimes, if I'm not too tired, I would watch, you know, Netflix, or Taylor calls me. You know, I got to spend a little time with her, talk to her on the phone and stuff like that. You know.
Now, was that tough, being in a relationship and then not being with each other for 4 months?
It was hard, man, but you know, with the whole FaceTime thing, it makes it a lot easier, you know, because you get to see the person and stuff like that.
Right.
So it made it a lot easier.
Right. Did you guys talk every day?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure she's happy you're home now.
Yeah, she definitely is.
She'll be happier when the show's over, I'm sure, because you're probably miserable right now. If I know you.
Yeah. She's trying to be good because I'm so focused on the show right now. So
Right.
I guess the whole emotions and stuff. I've been away for 4 months. Emotions are not like, you know.
Right. Now, what is your body weight at this point in time?
Well, right now I'm waking up in the morning like around maybe like 280.
Wow. All right. So you're really, this is the biggest you've been.
Yeah.
Well, which is consistent with you. You've gained every single year weight. So, I mean, this is a pretty consistent gain for you. Chris Aceto and I believe that you have to be the favorite going into this show after coming off that Tampa Pro win last year. The controversial, you should have gotten the win in Baltimore, and then obviously the screwing you got in Arnold's South Africa. But, you know, I think that you have earned your stripes in the sense that, you know, you're probably the biggest guy in the lineup. Assuming your conditioning is right on, you should be the man to beat there. How does it feel going into a show knowing that, you know, you're the guy that people are looking at as the guy who could win?
Well, I don't really play mind to what people say or anything like that. You know, I just know that I went out there and I trained my ass off, and we worked really hard in terms of improving the body parts that I need to improve. And, you know, whatever it comes down to, it comes down to. But at the end of the day, I know we did a really good job in the short time that we had, 4 months, and I made a lot of improvements, so I'm happy with it.
Are you happy with the level of conditioning you're bringing to the stage?
Extremely happy.
Okay. And, you know, obviously competing in your own hometown has got to be an advantage to you. I was just talking to George Peterson, who's going to be the hometown favorite in the classic physique division. You know, you're the BK Beast. Obviously, you still have Juan and John De La Rosa in the lineup there from New York as well. But does it feel good to be able to compete in front of your hometown, which is the first time for you?
Well, it's definitely you know, a great feeling because I did this show in 2014 as my pro debut.
Right.
And I didn't do as well. And I said it to myself. I said I would not do this show again until I know I have a possible chance of actually winning this show.
Right.
So now that I, you know, went out to Kuwait and made the improvements, I think I did enough to basically, like you said, put myself in the mix with everybody else. So just got to wait until Saturday and see what happens.
Well, I think that you finally have come into your own in the sense that, and we've talked about this over the years as we work together, that, you're going to hit a point where everything's going to click and you're going to finally have filled out your frame. Your muscle will have matured to the level it needs to be dominant in the pro ranks. I think you kind of were just tickling that issue last year. You were right there. I think you kind of put it away this year. Oxygen gym or no oxygen gym, I think the Akim Williams physique has finally arrived. And it's got to be exciting for you to be able to bring, a look that is complete to the stage.
Yeah, it's definitely a great feeling, man. And for example, I think I'm a lot more I have a better 3D look right now.
Yeah.
Like before, I had a big chest, big arms, but the shoulders wasn't there. I made a lot of improvements on my shoulders. You could actually see my shoulders in my shirt now. When I just got a T-shirt on, you actually see that I have shoulders. Before you just see arms. And even with my legs were good, but now they're on a whole nother level.
Right. Now, do you think that's because they really, prioritized your training and made sure you were using the right muscle groups in the gym?
Exactly. And that gym, nothing against any other gym, but Oxygen Gym is just an amazing gym, man. If you ever have the chance to go out there and check it out and get a chance to train out there, I recommend anybody to go in there. They just have, the environment is awesome, the equipment is awesome. It's an amazing place to train.
Now, you're a guy who trained yourself a lot. Was it hard to have someone actually pushing you through workouts and you had to listen to them and follow their instruction?
Ahmed is going to hate me for this. But in the beginning, I kind of questioned a lot of the stuff that he wanted me to do.
Right.
Because, for example, we started training biceps and stuff like that. And I've always had good arms, and I've always used, a lot of machine stuff for arms.
Right.
And he wanted to do dumbbell work and stuff like that, and I'm like, dude, I'm not doing no dumbbells. We go back and forth, and he's just like, listen, just trust me, I'm making you do this for a reason. And then in the end, I started seeing a whole nother level of different muscle fibers in my biceps that I never had before.
Right. Well, I think
I had big arms. I had big arms when I just put them up for a frontal bicep, but just walking around with them relaxed, they didn't look like anything.
Right.
Now they actually have more of a 3D look to them.
You can be honest here. Do you feel that when you train yourself, you kind of fall into a comfort zone, that you just do stuff that feels good, and it's you don't want to push yourself out of that comfort zone? And now you went to Kuwait, and they kind of took you out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, definitely true.
Well, like I said, I'm proud of you. I'm proud to see the way you looked. I can't wait to see you up on stage this Saturday. I hope to be interviewing you in the winner's circle for certain. Best of luck, Akim, and we'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me also.
Of course. And that will take us to the end of another episode of Live With, brought to you by Yamamoto Nutrition. I'm Dave Palumbo, and we'll see you next time.